Hi guys, welcome back to Fashion School with Nick Verreos. On today's video, it's all about forms. Hi guys, I'm here surrounded by some of my favorite friends. These are forms, model forms, fashion forms, mannequins. A lot of people call them different names, but I really call them my best girlfriends. I use these to drape all my fantastic, fabulous fashion designs. You see these always in workrooms, ateliers, pattern makers, drapers. They need these. These are indispensable, and especially they also need them if you are a fashion school student because you have to make your creations. So every fashion school has these forms, okay? Now let me give you the 101s on these forms. They come in different sizing. As you can tell the sizing by the number on the top. So you see 4, this is a 4 as well. This one's a 10, and so it's good to have different types of forms. I have about like 10 forms in my design room. Okay, so I'm gonna point out all the important parts of the form. Now, first of all, I want you to look at this form and see what it says right here. It says collapsible, right there, collapsible. What does that mean? Well, I'm about to show you. It has to deal with the shoulders, so watch. Voila, collapsible. That's what that means. Now, why do we need to do that? Because to slip on a top, a dress, a lot of times we can't do it when it's like this. And so this makes it easier. So think of it as maybe like the model going like this, or having her arms up so you can slip the dress inside. Now, you don't want to leave this like this, okay? So that is advice number 1, especially for fashion school students. So when you use this and you collapse it, make sure when you're done draping, using the form to uncollapse, all right? Because if you keep it collapsed, what it does, it damages the hinges and the mechanism in your form. And you want these to last. Why? Because they cost a lot of money. This particular one is called a torso form. Now, why is it? Because it stops right here, below the hips, right before the legs. So it's just the torso. These normally retail from $500 to $900, depending on the brand, maybe sometimes higher. This is a full body form because it's got the pant legs. These obviously are more expensive. So we're talking about $900 to maybe $1,500, all right, for the full body form. But these are great because you can put pants. So this is great for bifurcated garments, shorts, pants, you're draping pants, fitting pants, taking pictures with the mannequin. When you don't have a real life model, take a picture with the form. Now, I brought this one because actually it has a special place in my heart right here. Hi, honey. This is my very first form that I ever got when I was a fashion school student at FIDM, and I needed to make my first collection. So now if you can peek in, you can kind of see the date that I got this in, all right? But this is why I love this form. It has a special place in my heart. Hi, honey. All right, so let me point out the specific parts. So let's bring this one back in. Now, I have these black twill tape in the 4 main areas that I like to show on the form. These are the 4 important main areas. Now, this is black twill tape. You can get this at any fabric store, and you can also get it in different colors if you want. And this is also great for draping. So if you want to really show a specific line, a neckline or something, and create the shape, you can use these for that. But it's also great to show the shapes of the form, okay? So let me show you right here specific areas. The first important area is the bust, right here, the bust level. And where do you place that? Well, first find out where your apex is. What's the apex? That is the highest point of the bust, which is right there. Now, here's advice number 2. Here's a hint. Normally on a size 4, real model human being, from the shoulder to bust tip to the apex, it's between 9 to 10 inches. So that's where it should be. How do you figure that out? Well, get a measuring tape. Measure from shoulder to there, 10 inches. The next mark is the empire or under bust line. Now, you may think that why didn't I mark it right under the bust, right there? Well, that's because all my years of working with live models, I know that normally the empire or under bust line is about 13 inches from the bust. Measure from the tip of the shoulder to right there. See? 13 inches. The empire. Next one is the waistline. The waistline, I like to mark right under the tape that's already on the form. Do you see right there? And that's your natural waistline. Basically, it's where the belly button is. And then finally, the hips. Where do you mark the hips? Measure from the waist to here, about 8 to 9 inches. That's where you want this to be. So I've marked this at 8 inches. It's really usually the widest part of the hip, the bottom area, okay? And that's where I mark it. So again, just measure that with the tape. And notice this form, it has a nice booty, right? So this is great because it has that shape, the real woman shape. But here's a funny part I want to show you with my old girlfriend back here. You notice something about her? She flat. And normally, although you might see some women that are like flat like this, but not so much. Even the skinniest of models have a little bit of a booty. So what should I do? Well, here's my trick. Shoulder pad! So what I like to do is I like to find a shoulder pad, and I like to find basically where that 8-inch mark is that I told you about the hips. Get some pins and then just pin the shoulder pad right there on the form in that area. And then therefore you go from flat to a little bit of a booty. All right, so that's one of my final hints. Now, the last thing I want to tell you guys is a lot of models have an inset back, so it kind of like arches like this, a little back. You notice this is flat, okay? And so here's another hint. Shoulder pad! I love the shoulder pads. So what you want to do is you place a shoulder pad right here at the top of the back, just like that, and it creates a slight bump, a shape. This is actually more of a natural human being shape. And there you go. Those are just little additions to the forms that you might want to do, okay? So let's put girlfriend over here, girlfriend over there, and there you go. Fashion Forms 101. Stay tuned for more fabulous videos right here on Fashion School with Nick Verreos. Until then, bye! Thanks for watching Fashion School with Nick Verreos. Now don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And of course, leave your comments below. And if you want more Nick tips and tricks, get my new book, A Passion for Fashion. It's available on Amazon.com right now.